Hello students, once again welcome to English Literature Classroom. Today my topic is A Gorilla in the Guest Room. It's a story written by Gerald Durrell. Okay, now let me tell you something about Gerald Durrell. Gerald Durrell was the founder of what we now called the Durrell Wildlife Conservation Trust and the Durrell Wildlife Park in Jersey. Clear? Now, let's start the story, A Gorilla in the Guest Room. Okay, I am giving the summary of this story. Come on, let's start. A Gorilla in the Guest Room charts Gerald Durrell's first and foremost efforts at establishing a zoo that would work to conserve wildlife. As a result of his sincere labor, he succeeds to obtain not only a gorilla in Pongo but his mate Nandi. The story traces Npongo's entry into Gerald's life, their bond, Npongo's relationship with Nandi, and Gerald's genuine concern for the health of his gorilla. The story thus testifies the author's own belief that Jews should diligently work for the conservation of wildlife. Okay, come on, let's start the story. A gorilla in the guest room. Okay, previously I have just given the introduction of the story. Okay, now by the side, I have also written some important points. Okay, you can note down those. Okay. Now, the author Gerald Durrell believed that zoos must cease to be mere show place of animals and they should contribute to wildlife conservation. Okay. He felt that all the common animals in the collection should be replaced with rare species and those threatened with extinction. It was at this point that an animal dealer offered him a baby gorilla. The animal dealer demanded 1200 pounds for it. Okay, the animal dealer demanded 1200 pounds for the gorilla. And author's wife, Jackie, author's wife was Jackie, was not in favor of it, while his mother reacted enthusiastically. Arranging 1200 pounds was a difficult task, so he asked all the rich people on the island to contribute their bit to acquire the baby gorilla. By lunchtime, he had collected only 200 pounds. The next person he called was Major Domo. Okay, remember the name, Major Domo. Okay, who was generous enough to fund the rest of the amount. Okay, General Domo. Okay, not General Domo, Major Domo. Okay, he was very generous man and he funded the rest of the amount, that is total 1000 pounds. Okay, now as soon as the money was arranged, Gerald flew over to London airport and that is how the gorilla entered Gerald's life. In Pongo, the baby gorilla was 18 inches high. Clear? In Pongo, the baby gorilla was 18 inches high and was quite handsome and healthy. He was heavy for his size and had solid bones and muscles. Okay? In Pongo's cage was not ready and so the author decided that he would stay in their guest room for a couple of days. In Pongo's grave, courteous manners and his rather sad expression immediately won over both Gerald's wife Gerald's wife Jackie and his mother. Clear? Npongo was admired for his attractive appearance, disposition, good manners, and well-developed sense of humor. He would often tackle a problem diffidently. Okay? His attitude made him the darling of the zoo in a short period of time. To prevent Npongo from turning into morose and melancholy creature in case he is deprived of the company of his own kind, Gerald decided to procure him a wife. Gerald contacted the same animal dealer for a female gorilla. Okay, now Gerald wanted a female gorilla so that it could become mate for Npongo. Okay, now Nandi, the female gorilla arrived, crouched in very small crate. She liked Npongo appeared to be in perfect condition. Her fur was glossy, she was fat. Her eyes were large and lustrous. Nandi was afraid and distrustful of a human being. She was the opposite of Npongo. Clear? Nandi was opposite of Npongo. Npongo was pro-human, whereas Nandi showed anti-human attitude. Gradually, Npongo and Nandi started getting along and shared the cage. The health of such a pair of reared and valuable animals became a matter of concern for Gerald and his team. To be able to monitor the animal's health and well-being, he got small boxes screwed to the walls in the zoo through which the staff could speak with the main office. One of these boxes was also installed in Gerald's flat to apprise him of what was going on in the zoo. Then came Npongo's first real illness. Okay, Npongo's first real illness at a time when Gerald had just arranged to spend 3 weeks in the south of France for work. 4 days before he had to leave, Npongo started to look pale. The only symptom was acute diarrhea. Okay, what is the only symptom? Acute diarrhea. It was only later on found that he was suffering from a form of colitis. He lost weight and stopped eating altogether. He was not even drinking milk, and so no antibiotics could be given to him. Later, his diarrhea was quite heavily tinged with blood, and this made Gerald and his team lose hope. To tempt Npongo, Gerald and Jackie brought a bright green-colored watermelon. As soon as Npongo was given a slice of it, okay, he displayed sign of interest. Okay, he took the slice and started to eat. This was used to distract him and inject him with antibiotics. Gerald was now in dilemma. In next 24 hours, he had his flight, but he did not wish to leave Npongo because of his health. Okay, and Gerald decided that unless Npongo's health improved, he would not leave. Luckily, when Gerald had to leave, Npongo started drinking Complan. His eyes reflected that sparkle again that had been lacking for the past few days. Gerald thus drove down to the airport and caught the plane to Dinard. By the time he returned, he was happy to find that Npongo had regained all the weight he had lost and was in his old healthy state. Clear? Means Npongo recovered. Okay, this is the end of the story. Okay, students have to read the story again and again. Okay, today I am concluding this video. In my next video, I am going to bring something new. Until then, goodbye.